So it is goat hoof trimming day. And for me, this was one of the scariest things about owning goats was learning how to trim their hooves. And you go on these goat groups and they're like the experts who are like, if you trim that goat's hoof wrong, it's gonna die. It's gonna go lame and it's gonna die. Well, that's not true. The goal is when you trim their hoof for their hoof to lay like completely flat. And I'm not perfect at this, but as long as you are trimming them well enough that they're not having like flappy, foldy bits coming over and their hooves are not growing crooked and when they stand, their toes don't turn in, I think you're doing a good job. I think you're doing a good job. It's hard and it can be scary because you can quick them and it's not the end of the world if you quick them. And if you have to start off like really, really small, just trimming like the little flappy folds that can grow over. There's a technical term from them, but I call them the flappy folds. They're flappy folds that come over the hoof. Trim those off so dirt and debris doesn't get up in them. You're not going to quick them doing that at all. And that's like the first step. And once you get past that, you can trim a little bit off the heel of the hoof and the front of the hoof. And then you can trim a little more the next time until you get confident enough to trim their hooves like all the way. And sometimes you will quick them. I mean, if you're cutting enough off, sometimes you're going to quick them a little bit. Another thing that I can suggest is start them off as babies because they'll make them a lot easier to handle when they're older. Even if you're just running the clippers over them or just trimming a little bit of the like sidewall off, which is the flappy part. See, these are the sidewalls I'm talking about. If that's where you have to start cutting to get up your confidence, start there. And as you can see, she's a baby and hers are still needing a little bit of maintenance because the ground's just so moist here. See how much a difference just cutting those like flaps, the sidewall of the hoof off made and how her hoof looks. Even if that's all you can do, that is a really good place to start.